would you really encourage women to?
Would you encourage women to what?
Have a
I
secret.
don't want to hold
To have like a secret place where they keep money, right?
No, I will not encourage women to have a secret place because the thing secret safe. Because if you trust your husband, then you don't need a secret safe. If you people are naked and unashamed, if people know your past, if people know your fears. Because some men will know your fears, they will not even care about your fears. For example, let me put my mic.
Okay, yeah, sure.
For example, if you tell your husband now that my fear is that I think that maybe you will cheat on me. So when I quarrel with you about coming back late from work, it's not that I don't love you or anything, but because of the kind of background that I'm from, that fear that maybe he has gone out is what is happening. For example, there was a story that I heard of a woman. She said that she quarreled with her husband and her husband was walking out. She said she pursued the man into the road and was screaming that he should come back, they must fix it. That her mom or something, maybe she also lives around the area, saw how she was behaving like a mad woman on the street. So the mother said, why are you behaving like this? Go back into the house. She was now crying that if she goes back into the house, what if he does not come back? It was at that point that the man now even stopped and now saw that she was not a mad woman that wanted to just embarrass him on the street, but she was afraid because probably she had heard stories that when men go out, so it's possible that they can go and they will not come back. So to her, even if he was going from Buari to Lagos, she would be trekking after him, shouting, because she just felt if she leaves him, he will not come back. Now, if a man knows that my wife has this fear that men can leave the house and not come back, then he would know that, okay, even though I'm angry and I want to leave, the kind of woman that I'm married to, she's so afraid. Then he will now try to see how he can resolve issues without making her to go through that fear over again. Because when someone is going through fear, it's as if they are living it real life. You understand? People that are afraid of like darkness, or like you now that used to say once in a while, when you are passing through bridges, you feel like you're that fear, even if it's in a dream. There's sometimes that you are sleeping and you now dream that you are falling. Then you now see yourself that you are lying down, trying to hold as if, and you are actually lying down, but that fear, as if you're asleep, that fear of falling makes you to now start holding the bed as if you are falling. So going through that fear is as if you're reliving the pain all over again. So if a spouse can understand that this is the fear, like you don't have to hide it or lie about it. If the two of you know that, okay, I've watched my wife over all these years. My wife is afraid of this. My wife is afraid of this. My wife is afraid of this. She's afraid of this. Then you will now try to now see what can I do so that this fear is not amplified. If you know that whenever she sees you talking to women, she's always anxious and everything like that. Once you're talking to a girl that is beautiful, that you know that she will be, you can even call her, come and join us in this conversation, or you say greet my wife or something, you understand, just to make the woman be like, okay, this one, but not the one that you're not talking to a fine woman. You know that your wife has this fear, then you're now talking to the woman. When you see your wife, you now just say, let us continue later, bless you, yeah. The woman will now be afraid that why did he have to cut the call when he saw me coming? Why did he have to move away? Her mind will now act the remaining part of it. So about this money issue and everything, it is like the past and the fears that most times make spouses to behave or to act in a certain way. So when you know the fear of your wife or you know the fear of your husband, you now have to see how you can peel off those layers of fear or whatever it is that is causing it.
And help them heal. Because I feel that every fear can actually be healed.
Yes.
People can be healed from their fears, I don't want us to believe that women can carry that baggage of fear and expect men to always regulate their lives in tune with the fears that their wives are having. I feel that what a man's job is to see how he can let that fear play out. The fear should play out. We identify, okay, this is the fear my wife is having. How do we deal with this? so that it's not an issue. Imagine, for example, you married to a pastor now, for example, that does counseling, does all of those things.
Yeah.
That means on his counseling days now, you cannot even sleep because you'll be worried sick, like what's going on? My husband might be talking to a lady today, what's happening? Like, you don't want to live that kind of life.
No, of course not.
if we know what that fear is, then we can look for ways to deal with it. But one thing is very sure, if there's an absence of trust between those parties, that's when much of those things can really be very heightened, and people will now be wondering. Like me now, for example, like I see some of your pictures, guys, they hug you. They hug my beautiful wife, they smile at her, they gist with her, IP mama, IP this, that. Like, I'm complete in myself. And I am happy for you. Do you understand? I'm not thinking now that because a guy gave you full hug now, that means now that you'll be on your bed, you'll be like, oh my God, what a full hug. I'm not thinking that you'll be having that kind of a mindset. Do you understand? So that's not my fear. I don't have that as a fear. But if you have that as a fear, it doesn't make that fear less of anything that might be going on between us. But it's important that we're able to look for ways to see how we can deal with the root of that problem. Because I know that fear might have its roots in something else that you may not even know what that fear is about. You may not even know the root of it, but with open communication between partners, people are talking together, they are tearing, like you said, peeling off the layers, and all of those people are coming vulnerable to one another. Then you now have a husband that is giving you that assurance. I'm talking to this person, it's absolutely, I'm not trying to marry a second wife. I'm not trying to cheat on you. I'm not trying to exalt another woman above you. Those things could be reassuring to a spouse.
What about when, for example, you've already seen that, okay, my wife has this fear. Then you already know that she has that fear. Then you're not now like doing something that is within that fear vicinity. Yeah. And your wife now starts acting because of that fear, bah? Now you've noticed that she started acting all the kind of dramas that she acts when she's having those fears. Now, you are now acting as if you're ignorant about why she's acting like that. But deep down inside of you, you know that my wife is acting like this because she's afraid. But instead, you might even start defending the other person. That no. Do you know that this person is a good person? This maybe not that. Maybe it's another woman now. You know, say, no. Don't say that about Morenike. No. So you are thinking that Morenike can do. You now say no. Don't
think that.
Don't say that about Morenike is a good girl. Oh. Do you know she prays and fasts? You are now defending the other woman, the Morenike, to your wife about why your wife should have peace of mind. You say, no, calm down. You say, in the bar, you just in the bar. And I say, no, cool down, relax. If it's another girl, I can say that you should be afraid. But Morenike, no now. Yeah. Morenike is a good person. She's a good person. Your wife will not be like, my God. You already know the fear that I have. You're now explaining to me why I should not be afraid of.
But because you're explaining, I might not see your fear.
Because you're explaining, that's even why I should not be even very afraid of the Morenike. Because you're now in a place where you're now defending Morenike over your wife.
That thing you call defense, to me, if that kind of a thing happens, is an explanation.
No, I will never explain for yourself.
I will never defend another woman over my wife. Never.
You explain.
I'm telling you.
No. See,
I will never defend another woman over my wife. Why would I want to do that? I can't do that. You will not
be explaining the other person.
I can't do that. I will never do that. I will never. Love you guys. Next video is coming up.